All right. Welcome back. We got another episode of Inspired by True Events podcast here. We got another special episode. We got a special guest with us. And we got obviously the two loyal and consistent companions here. We got Kenny, Phil, and then we got one of our friends that we grew up with. Been through a lot of battles with this guy, verbally with sports, even making weight and Pop Warner with the trash bags on
Trash bags were on, baby.
to make that weight at 135 at 12 years old.
135.
We got Neil here with us.
What's going on, boys?
So Neil, how you doing today, man?
Good, not too bad. Hanging in there. What's going on? How you guys doing?
Good. All right. So one of the things we usually do on this show is we try to give a little information about ourselves. Can you tell us your favorite team out of all sports?
I don't like football, so I like soccer. I'm an Inter Milan fan. I got the jersey on.
Okay.
Nah, NFL, I'm a Rams fan. LA Rams, St. Louis Rams. I don't give it. I don't care. Been a Rams fan since day one, since I was watching. I remember growing up, Super Bowl. I watched the 1999 Super Bowl and they won. My dad was jumping up and down, going crazy. I was like, I love the Rams. Everything about them. I love Kurt Warner when he was the quarterback. I love the coach Dick Vermeil back then. I love the colors. I love the dome. That were Jones Dome. I always wanted to go. Never got a chance. Obviously, they're not in St. Louis anymore. But I was a St. Louis Rams fan. They switched over to LA. I was crazy excited. I don't know if you guys remember the year they switched over to LA. They had that Madden intro with Jeff Fisher as the coach, and they had Jared Goff as a quarterback. And like the intro was like Jared Goff throwing a touchdown pass to Tavon Austin for them to like make the Super Bowl or some shit. And I was like, this would never happen. There's Tavon Austin can't catch. Jeff Fisher's an awful coach, and Jared Goff was on the bench. And I was like, whatever. And everybody was hyped for the Rams. I think they went 7-9 that year, and that was all downhill from there. But we'll get into the Rams later. But that's my squad.
All right. So
y'all know how it is.
So out of the years of fandom and being a fanatic of the Rams, what's your favorite moment?
Ooh,
far.
You know what it is, Lawrence. Lawrence,
that's your favorite. That's your favorite moment.
Listen, the favorite moment since I can remember, we hit that 56-yard field goal. Greg the leg. Oh man, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it, baby. That first off, the non-pass interference call. That was so clean. Cleanest defensive play I ever seen in my life.
100%.
100% clean. It was crazy how clean that was. And then not only that, but the Saints get the ball back and they can't do shit with it. John Johnson, baby.
This is a prime example. A prime example when you let losers win. Because they don't know how to win. And when they win, they don't know how to act. The prime example of that right there. But listen,
I never won a day in my life.
That game set me up for a lot of heartbreak as a Saints fan. But
that game set me up for a lot of heartbreak too, because a couple weeks after that,
mediocre.
Stop it.
That's what you guys are.
We deserved that game.
You went to the bowl and scored. How many points you guys score in that bowl?
I don't remember that game.
How many points did you guys score in that bowl?
You could have let us go, and we could have got more than 3.
No chance.
No chance.
No,
we could have got more than 3. The Saints could have got more than 3.
No chance. No chance. Man. If the Rams were the highest scoring offense in the league that year.
That's a fact.
That was the highest scoring offense in the league that year. That
was before they knew Todd Gurley had arthritis.
That was the year. that was the year where we had to let Todd Gurley ride the bench during playoffs. So we signed fucking C.J. Anderson to come and tear up the Cowboys, and then ran our way to the Super Bowl. And then Todd Gurley was like, "Nah, man, I can't play football anymore."
All right, I know you can go on and on and on about the Rams. We're gonna get to the Rams later on, but we're gonna do the recap for Week 8. Week 8 was a really good week. I felt like it was a lot of good games. So Phil, could you run it back as far as the recap goes for the pick'ems?
Okay.
And the records we got.
Yep. For this upcoming week, last week, Lawrence, you're currently sitting at 9-16 in last place, so not at 500 yet, but you'll get there soon enough. I'm at second place at 17-9. and then Kenny's in first with 18-8. So literally one game behind Kenny. So Kenny, you better play it safe with those picks this week. So just a heads up.
We don't play it safe, baby.
All right, and who scored the highest points for the recap that we did pick?
I believe it was the Chiefs. I'm just gonna double check real quick because they played.
They played the Jets. I think it was the Chiefs.
It was 35-9 for the Chiefs.
No, it wasn't. Someone who
I
think it was the Colts put up the most.
Oh,
Lions.
that's right. Colts played the
Oh
Lions.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Colts,
They
right.
they
Colts
were
put up
the
41.
defense.
Yeah,
Their
the Colts put
defense
up
was
40.
clicking.
Philip Rivers, old man Rivers.
Yeah,
He's
41
garbage.
Speaking of Lions, did we all see Matt Stafford's on the COVID list? Might not be playing this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I got Marvin Jones.
Who just shut down? Did the Falcons just shut down?
No, the Niners just shut down, but they're still
Niners.
playing tomorrow.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Safe. That's safe. That's safe.
All right, so going right to the pick'ems for week 9. Kenny, what do you got for us? What you got for us this week?
All right, so for the games, we do the usual, our Thursday night game. So we got the 49ers and Green Bay.
Okay.
We have New Orleans and Tampa Bay, Seattle and Buffalo, Baltimore and Indianapolis, and Miami and Arizona.
All right. So I gotta start. It's gonna probably go me, Nil, Phil, and then you, because obviously I'm the worst at this picking shit. But what game do you want to start with?
Start with Thursday. Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Thursday is what?
Green Bay.
Thursday is Green Bay and San Francisco.
Oh, Packers by 3 possessions. Easily. I know you want to hold it down over there for the NFC West, but they hot garbage. Everybody's breaking their ankles and kneecaps.
Listen,
they got nobody.
I'm
Debo's out, Kittle's out.
I agree. I'll pick if I'm next, I'll pick the Packers. It's just gonna be tough. You know, you got Aaron Jones out, Alan Lazard out, David Bakhtiari out.
Oh yeah, true.
Jamal Williams
out. But San Francisco, their injury list, I mean, they're starting to look like a XFL team with their injuries. Jimmy Garoppolo's out, George Kittle out. The list is just on and on. That they got the Super Bowl hangover with injuries, man. They're just beat up bad. So I'm gonna go Packers. I'm gonna go 27-24 Packers.
That's close.
Yeah, Packers have no defense.
I'm gonna have to
zero defense.
Go with Packers as well. This is pretty much gonna be Devontae Adams' game. No return. So expect him to go off. That's gonna be pretty much the only offense because Lazard's out, Aaron Jones is out, everyone's out. So I'm gonna say Packers 27-17.
I'm also going to go with the Packers because there's absolutely nobody in San Francisco anymore. But if you need a fantasy running back this week, Dexter Williams from Green Bay might be your guy because they're going to have nobody else there in the backfield. And I think Devontae Adams is going to go off, obviously, but I think that Packers are going to get out to a big lead. They're going to just need a garbage time points. Dexter Williams to play this week if you need to play the waivers like I do every week.
What happened to Irvin?
Irvin he's their fourth back right now. He's listed behind Dexter Williams.
Oh, okay. Because I know he plays. He's like the scat back. He moves around and gets receptions and stuff like that.
Which just another thought on the Packers. They do have 2 people on the COVID list. So if they test tomorrow and more players are positive, you could lose out. You know what I mean? So I mean, with Jamal Williams was on the COVID list. That running back room is in threat for COVID. You never know how it works. You know, anybody on offense, and they also have a linebacker, Kamal Martin. I don't know if he starts or not, but he's on the COVID list as well. So it's just you never know.
And like the Niners had someone test positive today too. We don't know who it was. So who was it?
Wide receiver Kendrick Bourne.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So hopefully Debo Samuel is nowhere near him.
Brandon Ayuk in the flex.
Ayuk, he said his pro player that he most resembles is Devontae Adams. That's what Ayuk said.
Ayuk?
Yep. He said he most resembles Devontae Adams as a pro player.
That'd be interesting then.
So
probably not body type, but he probably feels like he does the same thing. So I don't know.
I don't think he catches like him. I don't think he runs routes like him.
We got a small sample size though, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's definitely good. Listen, he's definitely a freak athletic wise. That hurdle, I mean, that's a body. He caught a body with that hurdle. So
All right, what we got next, Kenny?
The next one is New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think the Saints take it if Slant Boy is there. If Slant Boy is not there, if Sanders isn't there, we got problems. But
we need an official pick from you because
New
we're not
Orleans
going to be playing
Saints.
this. Okay.
The New Orleans Saints.
The
The New Orleans Saints. They got to take it. Plain and simple. Must win.
Nielsen.
I don't think anybody's touching the Buccaneers right now. They not only are they on fire, but Phil, you definitely seen this before. Tom Brady's in that zone. He is not missing throws. That throw to Scotty Miller in the back of the end zone last week, that he dropped. He dropped that. He just dropped it.
Wait, hold on. Time out. You talking about he's not missing throws? Did you watch the Giants game? He's missing people left and right.
All right, let me go back. Let me think. The game
He
before that. That's not my fault.
Three-
The game before that
He
game.
missed 3 passes in a row.
Yeah. Okay. So let me retouch on that. So
He was killing in that game, but the Giants,
Tom Brady's not missing throws, and trust me, the Giants. I don't know, man. The Giants have a tough defense. Their defense is no joke. I watched the game against the Rams. That's no joke defense.
To be honest, not terrible.
And let me tell you,
good. They're athletic.
There's one thing that Tom Brady himself will admit is that he hates playing against the Giants. 100%. He gets the shakes anytime he plays against those dudes. The Super Bowl memories, everything. So, I still think he's in that zone. I think the offensive firepower is too much. They got AB. He's active for the game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he's active for the game.
Yep,
they got the two-headed monsters in the backfield, Fournette and Ronald Jones.
Rojo.
Yeah, he's a beast. They got Mike Williams.
I love him as a running back too. He's really good.
Yeah, he's a beast. Gronk is coming back. I mean, he's not just a blocking tight end anymore. He's starting to figure out the offense. He's starting to get back on the same zone. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay 34. I'm gonna go Saints 31.
So I have Phil go. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay as well because, it depends on if Michael Thomas ends up playing or not, which I probably don't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be on that show where you have to rely on Alvin Kamara, and the Buccaneers have that run defense built to stop him, sort of. So they can at least contain him a little bit to make Drew Brees actually try to get his receivers involved, which I don't see happening. So I'm going to say Buccaneers 24-20 maybe. It'll be a close one though. 24-20 Buccaneers.
Y'all are real nice.
Here we go.
Lawrence, I told you it's the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end. You
Orleans.
said that last week.
It's the beginning of the end in New Orleans. I've been saying it, and y'all been getting lucky, squeaking by here, squeaking by there.
Squeaking by?
You squeaked by the
week.
Chargers. You squeaked by the Bears. You are squeaking by. You ain't squeaking by old man Tom and Antonio Brown. Listen. I've been seeing people say, well, it's AB's first week. How much does he know the system? Do we forget that Bruce Arians was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh? Byron Leftwich was his quarterback in Pittsburgh. Antoine Randall was also in Pittsburgh. This is a Pittsburgh offense. Antonio Brown has been running this offense his whole career. Are you kidding me? AB is about to show us why he was considered the best receiver in the league. Tom Brady is about to go nutty, and they're going to win this game 34-17.
Oh, that's wow. That is, bro. Hold on for a minute. You need to take that background out because you just lying now to the people. You're just lying. No way the Saints score 17 points.
Can I get?
You're right. They might score less.
Can I get a stat line for AB? What are we thinking for AB?
He's gonna light it up. He's
Think so?
He can have about. I'll say probably about 5 for like 93 and a touchdown.
Okay.
There's too many mouths to feed.
Who's gonna guard him? Not Lattimore.
Who's gonna guard him?
Yeah, who's gonna guard him?
Listen, all I'm hoping for is Marcus Williams and Malcolm Jenkins to do their jobs and to be where they're supposed to be. The corners, I didn't give up on them, but I'm gonna be realistic. Lattimore look real pedestrian.
What's wrong with him? Because
he looks like he's right now. He's playing like I'm watching him. He's playing like he doesn't have his laces tied. That's how he plays cornerback right now. Like, hold on, Ruff. Hold on, Ruff. Give me
Let me
1
tie
minute.
my
Let me
shoe.
tie my shoe.
He's out there like last week. Allen Robinson put Chauncey
Form up.
Gardner-Johnson. He had his knee on the ground, put him in a spin cycle on an out route. I'm like, yo, they just look bad. And then Malcolm Jenkins needs to stay in the box. He needs to never leave the tackle to tackle box because anything else, he sucks. But I think, like I said, I think the Saints take it. They find a way. It's gonna all depend on if Slant Boy's there or not. If Slant Boy's not there,
don't mean nothing.
I think
it means a lot.
I think the game.
What are you talking about?
I think
man?
the game is going to come down to turnovers. Which team can turn the other team over? I think it's going to come down to defense. And right now, the way I'm looking at it, yeah, Tom Brady looked bad against the Giants, but the Giants, in my opinion, have a better defense than the Saints right now. Of course, the Giants' record is worse, but I think they have a more athletic. I think they have a better defense than the Saints. Saints are not good on defense. And I personally believe that Tom Brady is not going to turn the ball over as much as Drew Brees and his little
Bro, stop it. We're glad to have you on this show. But don't ever fix your mouth to say the Giants got a better defense than the Saints. Are you
I'm just telling you right now, man. Right now, I'm telling you.
They are young and athletic over there. Jabril, Leonard Williams,
if
Dexter
anything,
Lawrence.
Okay, I don't
Julian
know though.
Love.
Like you got Rankins, you got Jordan Hendrickson, you got Davenport, you got other people that are good. Demario, they just added Kwan.
Honestly, I think they're very comparable.
I'm not sure I'd go.
Yes. I'm not sure I'd go as far as to say the Giants are better, but I think you could have the conversation.
Yes, you can have the conversation, but I don't think they're better. They're a better defense than the Saints. I just don't think that. I don't think that's accurate.
Is Quan playing?
As much as Kenny wants to agree with
Quan
you, he knows.
Quan,
Yeah.
I don't think
because of COVID.
He's got to pass the physical first, right? He's got a messed up ankle.
I think he did.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, I know you got to be in quarantine for like 10 days.
Oh,
or
that's
something
right.
Like that.
That's right.
Yeah, he passed it because they wouldn't have traded for him.
The trade went through. That's right. Okay, yeah. Because he hasn't played yet. I don't think he's played yet this year, or it's been a couple weeks since he's played. His high ankle was messed up.
Just so we all know, Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel have been added to the COVID list.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Listen. That's you better be careful, Green Bay. You're gonna start testing your players. They're all gonna become. What are you gonna have? We have a second string game tomorrow night.
Right. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm not getting on the plane.
All right, we got off topic here. Let's go to the third game, man.
All right. Seattle and Buffalo.
Ooh.
Oh man, where they playing?
At Buffalo. It's at Buffalo.
There you go.
At Buffalo?
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
And it's a 1 p.m. It's a 1 p.m. game also.
Russell Wilson.
That's your pick, Russell Wilson?
Yep.
All right, Russell Wilson down.
Russell Wilson, that's it. And Russ, we trust.
I'll put this danger, Russ.
So, I hate the Seahawks. I hate everything about the Seahawks. I hate Pete Carroll and his gum. They fucking chews all on the sideline. I hate him. I hate DK Metcalf. I hate that he fell to the Seahawks. I hate Russell Wilson. I hate them all.
That's unfortunate.
I'm going Buffalo by 3 because I think Seattle's finally going to play a defense that knows how to guard somebody, and it's going to be Buffalo by a tight one. It's going to be tight, but I think they can sneak it out. Seattle, we got to also remember Seattle doesn't have a running back. Who's their running back
Dallas.
right now?
DJ
Dallas.
Yeah.
He playing good football though. He's playing good football.
He did play good football against the Bears, who have a good defense, but I don't think they have enough right now to get past the Bills defense. I'm gonna go 27-25. 27-25? No, 28-25. 28-25.
Bro, why you calling Russ out like that, man? You know he bad. He's a bad man. He finds a way no matter what. No matter what. But go ahead.
I'm good with Seattle, just based off the opposite of what he said, because the Buffalo defense hasn't been like last year's Buffalo defense. It's been a little shaky there. So
that part.
It's guaranteed either Metcalf's going to have a good game or Lockett's going to have a good game. So it just depends on who's feeling it that day. So
can't guard them all.
Say Seattle wins by 10, maybe 13 points. So I'm going to go with them.
I got Seattle by a touchdown. I think Russell Wilson's feeling it. Buffalo just won their Super Bowl last week. They finally beat the Patriots, even though they're not the Tom Brady Patriots. They're very excited. Seattle is still playing to make sure they keep control of that division and trying to get a 1 seed in the NFC. So I think Seattle wins. It's just I don't think you have enough DBs to keep up with Lockett and DK Metcalf. And Greg Olson's no joke as a tight end.
Yeah. And they said I just read something. They said Carson might try to give it a go.
Yeah.
So,
They said they're going to reevaluate him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that'd be great for my fantasy team.
Seriously, I'm hurting that running back, man.
Tremendous.
Hurting. But, you know, also, if he goes out there and he tries and he hurts himself even more.
It's even worse because now you started him.
I'm starting somebody that has 0 points. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so
what's
the next game?
Baltimore and Indianapolis.
It's a sneaky game.
I'm gonna be listen, man.
It's a sneaky game.
What's the name let me down, man?
Lamar
last week, he let me down, and I'm not betting on him again this week. Colts defense is hot right now.
No joke, that Colts defense.
And I feel like they find a way to win the game. I think if Phillip Rivers doesn't throw any picks or any strip sacks or anything like that, I think they could find a way to win the game. Because and Leonard is back too, so he gonna be able to, if he needs to, spy Lamar if need be. So I don't know. I think the Colts.
I agree with Lawrence. I also don't know what happened to Baltimore last week with injury wise. They lost Stanley, right? He's done for the season. Mm-hmm. What happened to was it Judon?
Yeah,
he got ejected. Did he? No suspension for that, I don't think, right?
Nope. Ingram's questionable.
Mm-hmm. Ingram's questionable, but they got good running backs.
Dobbins is better anyways.
Dobbins is better, and they got that other young one too.
Gus Edwards.
Yeah, he's a young blood. He's good to go. I think listen, Lamar Jackson. I don't know if people are starting to figure him out. I don't know if the league's starting to figure him out a little bit. You spy him. Don't let him run on you. Don't let him move around in the pocket. Their wide receivers are not good. They have one wide receiver, Marquise. That's it. They got Hollywood. That's all they got. And Des Bryant, is he playing this week?
No, he's still on the practice squad.
Yeah, he's got to prove himself if he's even like ready to go, game ready.
I think Des could help them if they could get him up there. I mean, they have a true number one in Mark Andrews. They got a deep threat in Hollywood, but they need that Des for that in between. You know, that 5-yard curl routes. You know, the big man. But Colts defense is no joke. Phillip Rivers is heating up. I'm gonna go Colts 28-27.
Yeah, they definitely need a number one receiver because to me, having a tight end as your primary target, that's rough.
Yeah, you can plan for a tight end. You can game plan for a tight end. It's hard to game plan for a number one.
All right, Phil, what about you, man?
This one, I'm gonna go with Baltimore because after last week, I'm pretty sure everyone on that team is pissed off and they're hearing all the media saying everything about them. Also, the Marquise Brown tweet, him being upset with touches. So who knows? We might see Marquise Brown go off this week due to him having a lack of touches. And I just don't trust Phillip Rivers at all this year. It's basically been the run game for Indy this year. So it's been, I mean, Jonathan Taylor's hurt. He's questionable to play. And Himes is iffy. And the other one, who's the other Indy running back?
Marlon Mack's been out all year.
Jordan Taylor,
Naeem Hines. I think there was someone else, but it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I just see Baltimore. I think it'll be closer than everyone expected.
You're talking about Wilkins.
Yeah, Wilkins. That's what I'm talking about.
Wilkins.
Yeah. So I see Baltimore winning a close game, probably by 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be the only one who picked the Colts, so I'm kind of upset that Lawrence and Neil decided to hop on the bandwagon here. I'm going with Indy too. I think the book is out on Lamar. I mean, I think he's still a good quarterback, but I think that if you have a fast defense and Darius Leonard is fast enough to keep up with him, I think that's all you need. If you look at Lamar Jackson's numbers since coming in the league against it was the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Steelers, who all had speed defenses or a guy that can spy him, he's won one of those games, I think it is. And his numbers, he looks mediocre. Yep. So I'm thinking Darius Leonard is enough to hold him. And like Phil said, Marquise Brown has been complaining. I think that might be a bad thing. They might try to force him the ball a little bit. And Lamar is not the greatest passer. He's a good passer. But if he has to turn into a one-dimensional player, I don't think he can win you the game. Not yet.
He's not a pocket quarterback at all. He
Right.
needs to move around.
Yeah.
Right.
He needs to keep his eyes up too, because as soon as the blitz comes or anything, he's looking straight down the run every single time instead of looking for guy in the flats that is wide open from where the blitz is coming from. But
and the Colts defense against the run is no joke. They will stop the run and they'll turn that into a passing.
And they got D4s too.
Yeah,
Buckner.
Buckner is a monster.
Yeah.
And Phillip Rivers is a gunslinger. I mean, like,
he's a gamer, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like he'll throw 5 picks, and he is not afraid to go out there and keep throwing the ball.
He doesn't care.
We got another thing to factor into. I kind of didn't say. Is
Marlon Humphrey's on COVID list.
So that's gonna be big because he just announced that he had it earlier this week.
Oh, that's big.
He played the game with COVID.
He's playing. Oh man. But like, they'll never play again 7-0. Oh man! All
Next game we got Cardinals and Dolphins.
Woo! Yo, Neil, you know who I'm going with, man.
Oh man,
you know who I'm going with. The Dolphins. You know why?
Good pick.
They just beat the dog shit out of the Rams. That's why. That's why. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. Tua's in the second game. They got no film on him. He barely did anything.
Nothing.
They're gonna he's gonna squeak out 2 or 3 more wins until they figure out, all right, this is the full playbook. This is what he's gonna do. This is his tendencies. Right now, they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance against them. I think if they can get turnovers, I think they could definitely win the game. So. And they got fast linebackers and things like that. So look, the bad toddler he's gonna have trouble.
Bad toddler. Yeah, I watched the Miami team for an hour and a half last week, and that defense is no joke, man. That Byron Jones, he is a monster. Top 5, top 3 corner in the league for sure. A monster. Their offense is dog shit. They can't do anything. They traded their wide receiver that Pierre Williams or whatever his name was. They traded him. Preston Williams. They traded.
No, they traded. Isaiah Ford.
Ford.
Oh, Isaiah
they're not
Ford,
trading.
okay.
Yeah, they're not gonna get rid of their 2 dogs.
Isaiah
you got
Ford,
Williams. You got Williams
gone.
and Parker.
So I watched what they did to the Rams. The Rams are a much better team than the Cardinals. Brian Flores is a much better team than the Cardinals. Brian Flores, a much better team than the Cardinals.
Actually, you're right. Chandler Jones is down now, so there's a type of wash with Aaron Donald now. So Aaron Donald pushes him over the edge.
Stop it. Listen, Brian Flores is probably the if not top 3 best defensive coaches in the league. That man is insane. He can scheme for anybody. He's crazy. So he's gonna figure out this Arizona offense. He'll stop somebody. He'll stop Kyler Murray from running around on him. I got Miami 28-24.
All right.
But you guys picking in Miami, I'm gonna go with Arizona. Just to catch up with Kenny, pretty much. No personal reasons, but they're coming off a bye. They're coming off the Seattle win, so everyone's in a good mood. They're gonna try to get more throws to Christian Kirk. Kenyon Drake might be coming back, so it's just pretty much can the Miami defense catch up with the Arizona weapons, and I see them doing that in a fairly close game. Probably I'll go with Arizona wins by less than 7, so maybe 3 or 4 tops.
Yeah, Drake is gonna be out. Is the Edmund show now?
Oh,
yeah. Same thing that happened last year. It's happening now, but it's happening earlier.
Yep.
Drake got there. Drake was going crazy high, and then he basically planed out, and then Edmonds came out of nowhere and took the spot.
Ruined my fantasy.
Edmonds was going crazy against Seattle too. He was going nuts.
I could go crazy against Seattle's defense.
I'm gonna go with the. Who am I gonna? You know what? I'll go with the Cardinals too. Too much Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins. I still love DeAndre Hopkins. I know that the Dolphins have a good defense, but D-Hop He's done this whole career with no talent at the QB position, so I think he's just going to keep doing it. I think that the Cardinals are good enough on offense to put up enough points that Miami doesn't have a good enough offense to keep up with them. But like Neil said, Brian Flores, great defensive coach, sneaky. He's going to be a dark horse for Coach of the Year because the Dolphins are doing way more than anyone gave them credit for. But I think that the Cardinals are going to win this game.
Yep. I know that owner mad as shit. He's like, I want to keep tanking. More first round picks. Oh man. All right. So that was the 5th pick, right?
Yep.
All right. So going from there,
man.
High
or no?
What'd you say?
Are we gonna do high scoring team?
Yeah. We can do that. So out of all the games through the next week or this week coming up, who do you guys think is gonna score the most points?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Respectable.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I think they're gonna tear up San Francisco. I think they're gonna tear them up.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh with the way the Cowboys have been playing. So I'm gonna go Pitt.
Go Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm gonna go. Oh my gosh! I'm not even. The Steelers are definitely gonna score the most. They got the bum Cowboys. I'll say the Chargers. Chargers against the Raiders. The Chargers been rolling. Back to back weeks with like 30 plus.
Yeah.
So
you just can't hold a lead. They're worse than the Falcons at that. Let's speak on it, please. Stop talking about my team when these guys have had 17-point leads 4 weeks this year and blown them all. Let's stop acting like the Falcons are the only team to do it.
All right, so let's get right into it, man. The Chargers. Hey, shout out to Dre. Dre is a Chargers fan. That might be the cover. Chargers can't hold the lead, but what do you guys think about the Chargers and their inability to basically keep leads and to win games? Because if they won all the close games they've had since last year, they would be a pretty dominant team.
It's just got to be a personality thing by now. Because I mean, this has been happening for too long. Something's going on in the locker room. It's a confidence thing. There's something going on where they feel same thing with the Falcons. They feel like they get up and they're like they feel it slipping away, even though it really isn't, and they let it happen to themselves. It's just there has to be a mindset change in the locker room for it to change. It just has to happen, or they're going to continue to drop.
I think it's a coaching personality thing because you see in Atlanta. Since we've had Raheem Morris, like you could see, we played the Panthers. Like, yeah, the games they get close, we're not blowing 20-point leads anymore. Let's get that straight. But when the game starts to get close, the players aren't getting tight. Like Anthony Lynn, I think is a great coach, but I just think that he's lost that locker room. And when push comes to shove, these guys are getting too nervous and can't close out the game, and he doesn't know the right thing to say or the right thing to do to stop that from happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I mean, Herbert's having a great rookie season. It's just he can only do so much, him in the offense. Mike Williams is showing up. He's basically making him work with some receivers you haven't even heard of. So it just something's got to change on the defense and coaching side.
Also, too, keep in mind, Derwin James has been out the past 2 years too. Yeah. He's a big part of the defense. That's got to be 2 years ago when Derwin James is there. They're a playoff team at 13-3. He's been out the past 2 years, and now they're bottom half of the league.
And Joey Bosa's he's on a snap count. He only comes in on money downs
after a fat contract extension too.
Yeah, so
and a little Hard Knocks curse this year too.
Yep,
that's a real thing. The Hard Knocks curse is a real thing.
It is. I think only one team's gotten to the playoffs. It was the Jets that 1 year.
The Rams.
The 2009, 2010 year.
Yep. Rams missed it the year they were on it too.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, no, I think just it could be just a number of things. You guys hit on a lot of good points. I think it's the urgency. Like there just needs to be that person like, all right, let's put this game away.
Where's the leader?
Yeah, like I feel like they go out there, it's like a 17-point lead with like 8 minutes left. There's not that guy like, yo, this possession we got to score. Like, let's end them right here. That's going to be 4 possessions or whatever it is. They're like, all right, let's just move the ball. And then they get to the point where, oh, shit, it's 3 and out. They kick the ball off. Then the team is getting the ball back. They score real quick. And then they're all just lost. But, yeah, I think it's injuries too. Melvin Ingram, he went down last week. He just got back on the field. I think it was like 30 snaps in. He's kneeling on the ground and he's going off on a cardigan. So like
Austin Eckler done.
yeah.
They're trying to figure out which running back to give the ball to right now between Kelly and
And it
Jackson.
needs to be Justin Jackson.
Justin
needs to be
Jackson,
That's my
Jackson.
fantasy
bro,
team.
he's a spark though. Like
He is good, man, and he's got the passing game skill too.
Right.
Yeah, he showed that when Melvin Gordon was there too. When Melvin Gordon went down, and then Eckler had got hurt a little bit, and he came in his rookie year. He's playing pretty good.
Yep.
But man, going from there, man, let's get right into the Ravens and Steelers, and what you guys thought of that game, the Battle of the North, Game of Thrones. What you guys think of that?
Man,
I think it was exactly
crazy.
what I said it was going to be. The Steelers came to play, and they got the book on Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's a good quarterback. I just think if you have a fast defense, you take away the best part of his game, and if he can't be out of the pocket and do all the things he wants to do, he can't be Lamar Jackson. He's good. He's even great. He's just not the world beater that everyone thought he was last year. Like it happens. You have a great year. They get the tape on you, and now you have to see, can you bounce back and can you beat the tape?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just throwing some stats. I mean, the numbers don't lie, but in this case, this is one of the cases where the numbers are going to lie to you. You look at total yards, 457 to 221. Passing yards 192 to 173, rushing yards 265 to 48. Like, are you kidding me? That's insane. But you got to go to turnovers. That's what it comes down to. Turnovers.
Yeah, because you can play poorly, and it can balance out when you don't turn the ball over.
The Ravens lost 2 fumbles and threw 2 picks. So 4 turnovers to 1 turnover.
Playing against a defense that is stingy.
No joke. Yeah, they're no joke. And their offense, Pittsburgh offense is no slouch either. They got the wide receiving core of old now. They got Claypool, Deontay Johnson's no joke. Juju's coming
obviously.
Back. Juju's back, looking better than ever, man. They're no joke.
James Washington might be the best 4th receiver in the NFL.
James Washington is, and he's a flyer too. He can stretch the field easy. So
Eric Ebron is a phenomenal tight end.
He just needs to hold on to the ball a little bit more.
Right.
He's good. He's good. I mean, and of course they have one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the league.
Coach of the year.
He's an insanely good coach. And Big Ben just never stops. Ageless wonder. The Pittsburgh Steelers are no joke. But we've seen this many times with the Steelers before. How many times before did everybody say, "Oh, Steelers are Super Bowl champs. Steelers are going to Super Bowl"? Back when they had Lev Bell, AB.
And what happened? They ran into New England.
I was going to say, do we know what the difference is now?
That's
Tom
true.
Brady is not in the AFC anymore.
But you know who is in the AFC is Kansas City.
Yes, but do you know who's been Kansas City's kryptonite ever since Andy Reid has gotten there? It's been the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, they haven't had Pat Mahomes yet. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But just in general, the Pittsburgh Steelers are to the Kansas City Chiefs what the Patriots were to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Yo, man, listen. That game was just sad to watch, man. I was watching this. I seen the ball go flying 15 yards forward. I'm like, I bet money on y'all, and just what is going on, bro?
And Lawrence, I believe you said to bet the under of this game.
What?
The Steelers-Ravens game. You said to bet the under of this game.
Yes, he did.
And you were wrong.
What did I? Wait, hold on.
You did say to bet the under.
Did I actually do that though? Because
It doesn't matter what you did, yeah.
Because once I get,
you're giving out false ads.
Neil, this is what he does, Neil, because he said that the Falcons were going to lose, right? And then he went and picked the Falcons on his parlay, and then he tried to text me and Phil and say, "Well, since I bet money on the Falcons, can I switch my pick?" No, that's not how it works.
No.
See, this is what he does.
He's basically saying with enough money, you can change your pick. We can change our pick on.
Right? You feel me? That's facts right there.
Yeah.
I bet the over. I bet the over at 46.5. And I picked the Steelers. When I got to the kiosk, my mind switched.
And on the podcast, he said Ravens and the under.
He's telling me to bet the under, and then he's over here betting the over.
and he's telling you Baltimore's going to win.
Listen,
Steelers.
If you want to listen, anybody watching this podcast, you running it back, you going to that kiosk to make your bets. $10 Cash App Venmo to get the real pick because
No.
I'm lying.
No.
Because I'm lying.
No.
I picked this. Y'all saw the shit I put in the group. I had the over 46.5, and I picked the Steelers. I felt real different once I got to that kiosk. And that's just honesty, bro. Listen, I was like this. Yeah, Ravens under. Yeah. Nah. And that ticket was hitting, bro. That ticket was hitting, and then somebody bullshitted and just kept running the ball with like 9 minutes left, and then just ticket fell out. But
speaking of sports betting, FanDuel, can we get Sportsbook, please, in New York? I mean, what the hell? Can we get
please? I'm tired of having to drive to the
please?
casino.
I don't want.
How do y'all? That's my thing. How do y'all legalize it? But then we can only go one place.
That's it. Like, why can't I get Sportsbook?
Oh man. So yeah, going from there. Another game that was nerve-wracking for me because I'm a fan of the team is the Saints and the Bears last week. What'd y'all think of that?
Yo, did Gardner Johnson get his chain back?
I know he didn't have a chain on. He thought he did. He thought he did.
What did he rip at? What did he pull?
No, he thought he had one on. I don't think he wears it.
Did they figure out what that was about? He said he spit on him or something?
Yeah, he spit on him and he poked Anthony Miller in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Defend him. Go defend him.
No. I'm not defending
him.
him. I didn't defend him. I'm not defending him.
Listen,
he's a.
You're asking me. I'm gonna say Gardner Johnson got to be a punk because Slant Boy dotted him in practice too.
No, I'm not going to defend him. I'm
not calling him a cornerback anymore. He's a punching bag because Michael Thomas done beat up on him. Whoever this man was done beat up on him. That's what he is. He's a punching bag.
Bro, listen. I want to expect you to understand. You see it as like a fan, but DBs are the biggest dickheads on football teams. This is how they act. Like when he poked Anthony Miller in the face.
Oh, listen, I'm hearing you,
mouthpiece.
But I've watched football for a long time, and I don't see DBs just getting punched all the time. I mean, I saw the Cortland Finnegan Andre Johnson fight, but I mean, Gardner Johnson got punched by his teammate 2 weeks ago. No. Now he's getting punched on the field.
Because listen. Another thing is there was no film. Like they ran back film of what it could have been about was the Anthony Miller thing. We didn't see nothing with him. It must have been Anthony Miller. Yo, he ripped my mouthpiece off in the huddle, and he said, "All right, bet, bro, I got you." And then when
ripped his mouthpiece off, he put his fingers inside his face mask to try to take his eyeball out.
I said
he's not the mouth. He put it in his eyeball for his mouthpiece.
When are NFL football players going to realize that punch people in the helmet doesn't do anything?
Doesn't do anything.
Like
doesn't do anything.
Like we have all five played football at one point in our lives. There's a shoulder pad, chest piece. Maybe you got rib guards on. Punch him in the stomach, man. This is all free spot here. Go ahead. Throw some body blows or something.
But the memes after that was hilarious. But I will say this, seeing that happen in the game, the guy he won the fight, but really lost. He's suspended for 2 games. His family's losing money.
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense. And when he gets back, he probably gonna be down on the charts.
Oh,
so really did.
First of all, he was down on the charts anyways. Did anyone know who he was?
Yeah, I did. He had a 2 good games last year. I know of him.
Right, I know of him, but it's not like you're going to a game saying, "Gotta watch out for whims."
Not touching him on fantasy, not touching him on.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Listen,
and Mooney definitely took a spot.
If Anthony Miller is a real one, he gonna pay them game checks for him. Say, "Thank you for defending me, bro." Yeah. Here you go. Here's something for the family. If he's a real one and you're watching this Anthony Miller, you better pay him.
But if CGJ did that shit, he deserved every bit of that.
For sure. But
there's a pandemic going on. That's a felony.
Yeah, that's bad. But Janoris Jenkins, you see my man Jackrabbit hopped on
right on go on time.
Always. He is always ready to go.
Talking about.
He can't guard. He can't guard the go route, but he is always ready to go.
Hey man, he's just a straight biter on routes. That's all he lurks for
picks. That's it.
He lurks for picks.
That's all it is.
So what do y'all think of the game, man? What y'all think of the game overall?
I think the Saints, as soon as teams figure out to stop Alvin Kamara, the Saints will start to lose games. Kamara has 20 plus touches in a game, and the Saints they're not going to lose. They got to figure out a way to stop Kamara. The Saints defense is a liability. Drew Brees is a liability. Give the ball. give the ball to Alvin Kamara all day, every day, and the Saints should be okay. Teams, you got a game plan for Kamara, and you will end up winning the game. The Saints almost just lost to Nick Foles and a bad Bears team. Kamara is the way. If you stop them, that's the Achilles heel of the team.
I think he's always been like, if you stop him, that's been the focal point of the Saints offense anyway. I feel like.
Well, before you had Michael Thomas, he had some weapons to go to. Now, he really doesn't have much. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders, but he's towards the end of his career. It's getting rough over there in New Orleans for the offensive side of things. But I guess Taysom Hill. I guess just give him the ball.
Please stop. Do not mention him. We're gonna gloss right over that.
That's a future quarterback right there.
How much money they pay him this offseason?
$16 million. $16 million a year.
So that means he's gonna be the quarterback after. So that's what that means.
Or they're breeding Jameis.
Yeah,
but why are you going to pay Taysom Hill $16 million if you're not planning on using him?
They want Taysom Hill for
paying him for his service. He does everything.
Special teams. He return punts. He can catch passes, run the ball. I don't know.
I hear you guys, but you don't pay someone $16 million to do that. But then again, they're the Saints though. They've been in cap hell for the past 15 years. I don't know how they're still running.
A lot of teams are. Shit.
No, not the way you guys are. You guys have to restructure. You got to restructure the ball boys deal to make sure you can play.
I haven't watched much of the New Orleans Saints games this year, but how's Cam Jordan doing this year?
He's not playing good. He's having
expectations.
Yeah,
right. For Cam Jordan, it's not a good year.
Yeah, but or you got to say,
makes the play when you need it, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's there for the hurries and the pressure. And then it's Hendrickson that falls for the fucking sack. Like he brings the pressure, but he doesn't really get to them. And you got Davenport that's back too. But my takeaway from the game was they played really poor through the whole game, and they got really lucky that Nick Foles was throwing off his back foot and closing his eyes on passes. Because that game could have really got way worse, to be honest. What about you, Phil? What'd you think of that game, man? Because y'all had the Bears. Y'all picked the Bears to win that game.
I picked the Saints.
You picked the Saints?
Yeah.
I picked the Bears.
Okay. I should have known.
It was pretty much, a toss-up game right to the very end to overtime because the Saints offense has been shaky without Michael Thomas. Who knows when he'll be back? I don't know if he's coming back this week, but I don't think he's going to return to the Saints. So it's just pretty much like what Kenny said. It's going to be a downhill trend. Not as bad, I think, as Kenny says, but it's going to start trickling down near the whole year. So it was a little too close of a comfort game for the Saints. So it was just disappointing from the Saints. But definitely. I mean, Bears really could have pulled it off.
Definitely.
I messaged in the group chat, like, watch this Bears kicker about to miss his kick for overtime because that's what Cody Parkey,
yeah.
The field goals.
That's definitely a game as a Saints fan you expect to win a lot. You don't want to go to overtime against the Bears. That's definitely a game as a Saints fan you don't feel comfortable with your team after that.
They're 5-2 or whatever it was too. So like
that division is not easy though.
What?
The Saints division is not easy.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to win that game, and then you go. We got obviously the Bucks. They ain't win the game next week, but
it's just a little too close for comfort for the Saints.
Way too close.
Definitely. I definitely agree on that. So going from there, the lack of trading at the deadline.
I think it's COVID related.
COVID related because it's not really.
I think people are afraid to bring other people into their building.
That's a good point.
You see that the Saints, like they traded for Quan Alexander, but you can't use it for 10 days anyways. So it's a wash for 2 weeks. So I'm bringing him in. I'm getting rid of somebody that I can't use. So I'm losing that guy for 2 weeks. I'm not even getting somebody for 2 weeks. So unless you really think that one guy is going to bring you over the top, it's not worth it. And then you got guys like the Patriots who must not understand how trade value works, who want a first-round pick and a starting quality player for Stephon Gilmore. I think asking prices were too crazy this year too.
Yeah. So another thing is, what y'all think about like Green Bay basically saying "fuck you" to Aaron Rodgers for another year?
Listen, I think exactly what Kenny said about the COVID stuff, but again, the NFL trade deadline is always boring. Every single
year, of course. Because
it's not like basketball where you just got skill. You can go in and start playing. You can start hooping.
Exactly.
You can score. You have to learn the ins and outs of a system. Like Like Lawrence, man, you gotta know that playbook, and even on defense, you gotta know the schemes, you gotta know it all. It's hard to just bring somebody in, especially the trade deadline's midway. It's halfway through the season. You really got to know that you're getting somebody like the Rams when they did their trade deadline last year, where they got Jalen Ramsey. They know he's a plug-in guy. You go ahead and you can plug in Jalen Ramsey, and he's going to be a star player no matter what. So you really got to.
I think with Will Fuller in Green Bay, I think the problem was like Houston is decimated with picks. So could you imagine what they're probably asking Green Bay for? Because they don't have a first-round pick this year, a second-round pick. So, like, if I'm Green Bay, I'm not giving you a first-round pick for Will Fuller. I don't care how much Aaron Rodgers wants another target. I'm probably not even giving you a second-round pick.
He is not first-round. He's not
worth it. If he was injury-free through his career, I'd be like, all right, maybe a second.
Right. Like, I don't know what they asked for, but I could imagine they probably asked for at least a second-round pick since they don't even have that this year. And if I'm Green Bay, I don't think I'm giving that up for them.
Nope.
Yeah.
Especially when you live through the draft.
Right.
There's like for the deadline, there's like one move actually on the deadline, the Patriots getting Isaiah Ford, but then there's like 2 the day before, so there was like under 5 trades total, right? That many. Plus, going back to the Patriots for Gilmore, that was kind of overpriced, but at the same time, I guess he can stay for the rest of the season because I was hoping he had at least something in return. But I'm just happy we got a receiver. So
for what? To lose?
We have to make it look competitive. We can't just go out and say, "Oh, we're gonna suck," then go out. We have to make it look competitive.
It's worse because now you're gonna try to win and still lose. At least lose and try to lose.
If you're talking winners and losers of the trade deadline, there's only one winner. It's that man from the Jets. He's out of there. Avery
Williams, yeah.
7.
What a pitcher!
Over to 7-0. He's just out of there.
Great pickup by the city.
I was going to say, that's a sneaky good pickup. That was great for them.
Sneaky good pick. Exactly.
Devin Bush gone. Okay, we played 2 weeks with Robert Spillane. We saw that he is not going to be able to be an every down starting middle linebacker. Let's go get somebody.
And what did they give up for him? A 6th-round pick?
Right, like someone's probably going to get cut in camp within the next 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. A practice round.
Oh, man. he said a 6th-round pick. Somebody's gonna get cut in 2 years. Damn.
We did forget. I mean, the Ravens did get Ngakoue from the Vikings as well, and the Seahawks did get Carlos Dunlap. So there was some moves. I mean, Carlos Dunlap.
Cowboys made some moves too. They went in, got rid of the old shit bums, marquee name players that they picked up. Everson Griffin washed.
Yeah.
Ontario Poe, they said he came in 45 pounds overweight. They said 40. They said there's no way he gained 45 pounds to week 7. They said he came in overweight.
I don't understand. What does Aaron Rodgers have to do to get some help? What does he have to do? I mean, the Texans are sitting there with Brandon Cooks and Kenny Stills. They're not doing anything with them. You got to get something. You got to push for something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm on the phone with them, I'm going to say, okay, so Will Fuller, you're asking for this. Well, then how about Cooks? You could have got him someone.
Right.
Like, if they were asking for too much for Fuller, it's not like they didn't have other guys you could have grabbed.
You got to get somebody. I mean,
that's where I was coming from with the Packers trade. It's like, at what point do you feel like you're disrespected as a quarterback?
Seriously.
When they draft a quarterback in the first round, when you just made the conference championship and all you needed someone else to throw the ball to.
Yeah.
That's the point I felt disrespected.
Can anybody actually name Aaron Rodgers wide receivers besides Devontae Adams?
Alan Lazard, Marquez
Scantling. Yeah.
That's 3 wide receivers.
You got St. Brown too. St. Brown is
Equanius St. Brown.
His brothers.
But listen,
I think his brothers in the league too. It's like triplets or something like that.
All of us only know those names because we play fantasy football. and we're good at fantasy football.
Robert.
I know that because of Madden.
Yeah.
I know that because of Madden.
For somebody that's supposed to be in the GOAT conversation, Aaron Rodgers, that is sad. For somebody that's in that conversation, for him to have to deal with that.
It's gonna be for what? 10 plus years? It's how long has it been? He had Donald Driver and Greg Jennings.
Old Donald
Driver too.
Right.
Yep.
But he was doing a little something like. But that's the last.
He had Donald Driver though for like his last year, so it was like real old Donald.
And he had James Jones, the touchdown machine too.
Oh, that dude was a beast. That's right. I forgot about him.
Machine. But yeah, going from there, man. Oh, we've been waiting for this one. Been waiting for this one.
Saints Bucks.
No.
Saints Bucks preview.
No.
Neil.
We're gonna
MVP race.
No, we're gonna
Neil.
we're gonna need you to come to the stand.
Talk about it.
Neil.
Listen, I'm an
You are
open
being
book.
you are
boys.
being being charged with fraud,
I'm an open book.
grand larceny, and this is your sentencing. Please tell us what is your opening statement to the game last week against the Miami Dolphins?
Okay, I'll tell you what happened last week.
Not the 49ers, not the Seahawks, not even the Falcons, not the Patriots,
Yep.
not the Jets,
Yep.
but the Miami Dolphins.
Yep. So
how do you lose that game when you have 4 times the amount of everything?
I'll tell you why. Well, I'll tell you what happened. What happened is very simple how they lost this game. And I could see it from the second drive of the game while the Rams were on offense. Miami was coming off a bye week, and they have, like I alluded to before, Brian Flores. You give Brian Flores that much time to plan for an offense is bad. It's going to be a bad day. And Sean McVay came in there with a stomp up his ass. I don't know what he was doing. They engaged a Madden blitz every single play. How do you not leak a running back? How do you not run a screen or anything? He literally tried to get Jared Goff killed in that game, and it almost worked. He almost died in that game. I got a lot of quarrels with my coach right now. Let me tell you, my coach.
Well, he's the hottest thing since I don't know.
Listen. The
he's
same
the
thing
best ever.
Same
the
thing
greatest
that Kenny said with Lamar
mind.
Jackson. They get book on you. You gotta change your game. And it seems like he can change his game for the NFC West. It seems like he can change his game for the NFC East.
But hold on, I'm gonna stop you here. I object. He doesn't stop anything. He doesn't change anything. All they do is run jet sweep, play action, and throw to the guy in the flats and hope he jumps over somebody to go 90 yards. That's all the Rams' offense is.
Listen, I don't know what
Kenny,
has changed.
Kenny, am I lying? Am I lying when it's a jet sweep?
I don't know what has changed in the past 2 years, but that if you watch the game film from the Kansas City Chiefs game, which was 3 years ago, that game of the year, the 56-65, that was the Rams offense at its prime. The best you'll ever see, in my eyes, since Greatest Show on Turf, the best offense you'll ever see. Now, obviously, it's changed. I mean, the Falcons offense back when they were in the Super Bowl was really, really good as well. And Sean McVay took a lot of tips and tricks from that offense. But the Rams offense since then has been on a straight decline. Nothing.
You saying that was one? You saying that was the best offense ever?
Definitely close. Definitely close to it. Greatest Show on Turf is up
numbers
there.
Numbers wise, they were up there that year.
Yeah, numbers wise,
somewhere. I'll give them that.
Numbers wise, they passed the Greatest Show on Turf, which is considered the greatest offense of all time.
What did Jared Goff throw for that?
What did you say?
That was there when Jared Goff was in MVP conversation.
He was top 5 in the MVP that year, and they had Todd Gurley as MVP that year, and they had Aaron Donald as Defensive Player of the Year that year. So, but anyways, back to what I'm saying. The Rams offense since that day has been on a straight decline since that day.
So they peaked.
This is facts.
They peaked, 100% peaked. You could see they got rid of Brandon Cooks. They got rid of Todd Gurley. I agree with both the moves. Brandon Cooks can't not get a concussion, and Todd Gurley's knee is about as good as my mom's, who had knee surgery last year.
Except Todd Gurley's knee right now is top 5 in rushing and first in rushing touchdowns.
The man, all he does is find the end zone. That's it. That's all he does.
What's that guy do with rushing yards though?
He gets enough rushes. He's going to end up getting rushing yards.
But he doesn't get enough rushes. They give him the ball 14, 15 times a game.
Listen, I hope for the sake of Todd Gurley's career that you're right. I hope his knee is better, and I hope he starts to run all over the place again. He's one of my favorite players ever. I have his jersey in my closet. I can't wear it anymore because he's not on my team. But anyways, Rams offense, Sean McVay needs to change something around for sure. You can see anybody that's a Rams fan knows how to utilize Jared Goff, and it's not sitting in the pocket letting him get beat up. He needs to waggle. He needs to go out. He needs to bootleg. He needs play action. He is not a pocket passer. He's not. And he's not a pocket passer because of Sean McVay. Sean McVay has trained Jared Goff to look at passing routes only as a one one track mindset. He knows how to look at passing routes on play action. He knows how to look at passing routes as he's bootlegging. If he's sitting in the pocket, those passing routes do not look the same. There's more time for them to develop. He's got less people in his face on a play action, on a bootleg, and he needs to figure something else out. He needs to make a change. Jared Goff right now is starting to come into my mind as being a little bit of, it might be time to think about possibly getting somebody in the draft, possibly thinking about taking over, possibly trading, maybe. I'm not sure, but we got to figure something else out because it's not the offense of the old, that's for sure.
So then I'm led to ask my question, Neil. How could it be that you're saying all these things, which are all things that I pretty much agree with, but then how could you tell me that I'm wrong when I called the Rams the biggest frauds in the league? Because wait, Neil, they are 4-0 against the NFC East and 1-3 against everybody else.
Right. So let me address.
And the one win is against the Nick Foles-led Chicago Bears.
Let me address the fraudulent charges against my Los Angeles Rams. Okay.
It's not fraudulent.
They've
been frauds.
If you look at the box score numbers from the games that they have lost, that Buffalo Bills game, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That is a W. That pass interference call is the worst next to the Saints pass interference call.
I know you're not talking about pass interference in a regular season game.
I just gave you credit for it.
No,
okay?
it doesn't even need to be brought up. It doesn't even need to be brought up. You're talking about a regular season game when you have 90 plus snaps on each side of the ball to win the game. It does not come down to one play.
Well, it did in that case because the game was over.
That
game was over. If they didn't blow the flag, the game's over.
Which I said against the Saints and the Rams in the Superdome when that happened. The Saints had opportunity to win the game. They didn't. Do not use that as an excuse. Now, if the game came down, listen, if the football was one play on each side of the ball, and that play it was supposed to be pass interference, it wasn't called, then you could complain. But you got 90 plus snaps on each side of the ball, especially how y'all have 20 play drives. But so y'all probably got 120 plays.
That game was over after that play call, though. Like if they didn't throw the flag, the game's over. We win. We're undefeated.
How many times you punt in that game?
I don't think we punted that game.
You don't think you punted?
I don't think so. Did we punt? I don't think we punted that game.
Oh wait, yes you did because the Bills were up 28-3.
We possibly punted that game.
Because trust me, I vividly remember that score because I was pulling for you guys to win because I needed someone else to blow a 28-3 lead.
Listen, and that's my point. That's when people say they should have won, this should have happened. How many times you punt? That drive you could have scored. That drive you could have got a field goal.
Yeah. No, listen.
There was an interception too. I remember watching
that drive. You could have got points. Now we're gonna stop you here, Phil. How do you feel about this, man? Because you just sitting there just taking. We're on him because we're tired of his Twitter antics, crying every 2 seconds when the Rams get on the field.
Don't cry,
man. They should have ran sweep right. They should have ran play action right. I see it all the time, bro. It's hilarious watching when the Rams play. You're like, I'm done watching this. They suck.
I love it. Yo, Neil declares the game over after the first drive, and then in the fourth quarter, I love my team. We're the best team in the league.
Best team in the league, baby.
But listen, the crazy thing is that's part of being a fanatic, though.
That's a fan.
Listen, man. I love my team. Y'all know I love my team, but it's been a rough. Listen, this stretch coming up. I'm gonna go on the record and say this, okay? This stretch coming up. Let me just read you.
Oh yeah, y'all out of there. Y'all out of there. That second half is about to boom, y'all.
This stretch coming up, we got the Seahawks after the bye. We got the Bucks. We got the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Jets, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals. In my eyes,
8-8.
I see 8-0 off that. There's not an L on that schedule. There's not an L.
Yo, I'm out of here, bro. You have to be one of the most unrealistic.
The Seahawks.
That's
twice.
a hot take.
The Buccaneers once.
Kenny, that's
the Seahawks twice.
You gotta be listen.
Seahawks twice, Phil.
We swept the NFC West 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Our team is just better.
Why are you?
Yes, but you already lost to the Niners this year, didn't you?
Bro. Yeah, we did, but we're not gonna sweep it this year,
bro. It's 2020, bro. You're talking about 2 years ago. We don't care about when they beat.
Let me tell you.
We're talking about Why did the
let me give you
Rams
some-
lose to the Dolphins?
The Rams, I told you, the Rams lost to the Dolphins because of their defense. The Rams defense or the Dolphins defense and special teams put up more yards than the whole Dolphins offense did.
Kenny,
Yeah, and that's pathetic, and you still
Kenny,
can't beat them.
Could you imagine Fitzmagic?
He would have carved him up.
42, 49 points easily.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes,
Listen,
they put up 28. They put 28, and he was 12 for 22 with 93 yards.
I believe, right?
He threw 93 yards. Do you imagine what Fitzmagic would have did for y'all?
The Rams defense was on one that game, man. They weren't doing nothing. They let up. Also brings me to another point as to why the Rams are not frauds. Their defense is top 5 in the league. They have let up 3 points in the second half.
How many halves do they play in football?
Okay, that's fine. But listen, in the second half of games, in 4 straight weeks, they've only let up 3 points.
What happened in the other games?
Well, the games before that, I mean, I'm just saying they're on one now.
I hate that shit. I hate that shit, bro. Because I just saw an Eagles fan, right?
People can't heat up.
Shout out to
you can't get
no. Listen, I'm gonna stop you right there, right? So shout out to Travis Fulgham, the savior for Carson Wentz. People love skewing stats to fit what they're trying to talk about. Oh, he's got the most receiving yards in the first 4 weeks or the last 4 weeks. Who cares? What did he do before? He's on the bench because he wasn't that good until injuries. It's not a valid argument, bro. We want the whole picture. What about that second half in the other games?
But I'm not even concerned about the second half. I want to know what will happen in the first half of that game.
I don't know what happened.
The game is 4 quarters. You're talking to a Falcon fan. The game is 4 quarters. If we can pick and choose what parts of the game count, we'd have a Super Bowl.
If I could understand the mindset, why can't the Rams come out in the first half and play the first half like they played the second half? It's like 2 totally different teams. How is it that different?
He acts like I don't understand this concept.
I don't understand how it's so different. And not to mention, listen, I gotta. If I could see Sean McVay, I'd give him a smack because this dude, he's got Cam Akers. Cam Akers just sitting on the bench, man. Put him in the game.
It's crazy. And every week he goes, "We're gonna give Cam Akers more touches," and the next week he don't even touch the field.
What? Why? What was the point of drafting him? You had one of the worst rush defenses in the league. And we barely ran the ball.
You know why he doesn't want to get him on the field? Because all he wants to do is play action.
He wants to pass the ball.
Right. But listen, if you want to set up the play action, you got to be able to run the ball.
You got to run.
That is the craziest thing to me. Watching some of these teams, they will play action to death and don't run the ball.
Run the ball.
That's
it was like me and Madden a couple years ago.
Listen, I turned off. I think it was the Rams. It was Rams against Bears because it was play action city. The Bears can't run the ball. David Montgomery gets the ball. He runs it for 1 yard. Then they play action for 3 plays in a row. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand why that is like the focal point of their thing. I don't get it.
The Rams have also, which is a big reason why they're so fucking terrible right now. They have turned the ball over 12 times this year already. 12 turnovers.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Also, just a side note, so I can get at least a word or two in this whole conversation.
Go ahead.
I mean, you guys pretty much nailed everything on the basis. What I want to talk about is the Jalen Ramsey contract, because I think that's going to be your guys' biggest problem coming up.
You guys got money.
Yeah, how much?
You got money.
I got money.
You got
money. The Rams will find money.
Yeah, you got money.
I don't think the contract would be an issue.
No, it's not an issue. The way that there is a bunch of clauses in there and shit. The way that they set up his bonuses, the bonuses is what led to his higher paid contract. So his actual yearly salary doesn't really affect the Rams cap as much as what the numbers say.
Well, and who else do you have to pay? Because you locked in Goff, you locked in Donald, you locked in Ramsey, you locked in Woods, you locked in Kupp. Who else is there to pay?
Todd Gurley.
Well,
but Matthews.
No, but those contracts are like, I'm saying, who else is on your team right now that you have to extend? You have to worry about
John Johnson. That's who.
Okay, so one guy. So you know what you do with that? You restructure Goff's contract.
Goff needs to restructure ASAP. Tyler Higbee, restructure his contract. Why? Why is Tyler Higbee getting paid so much money? We have Gerald Everett.
He's nice, big loco. I like him as a tight end.
I know he's nice, but he's not worth that
Gerald
money.
Everett better.
Gerald Everett,
Higbee playing. Yeah, Higbee playing at a high level though.
He's good, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed with the Rams, obviously. But you can say that about almost every team in the NFL except for the Steelers because they're 7-0. But the Rams need to get back on track. They need to run the ball. If they could just run the football, which they can do, they're at top 10 in rushing yards this year. One of the best teams running the ball right now. Their offensive line is built to run the ball. Run it. Run the ball. You have 3 good running backs. Malcolm Brown, he's a short yardage kind of guy, pass blocking. Darrell Henderson is a problem. Cam Akers is a problem. Run the ball, man. I don't understand. And you got the 2-headed monsters, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, plus Josh Reynolds is no slouch either. Jared Goff, if he could get his head out of his ass and just throw the
Woods
ball.
is my guy.
Robert Woods is a beast.
Trojans.
Listen, the Rams, I'm not worried about the
USC.
Rams, to be honest with you. We may miss the playoffs this year, but I'm not worried about the Rams.
All right, yeah. So that's good that you. So anybody got any last words for this? Kenny, you got anything? Phil, you got anything?
I'll say this: I got more faith in the Rams making the playoffs than I do the New Orleans Saints.
I
That's
do
nice.
too. I do too.
That's nice. That's
The
nice.
the NFC West is real. All right, that's the best division in football.
Kenny just wants me. He just wants a
Honestly,
reaction.
I
so
more faith in the
bad.
Saints.
He wants a reaction.
You have
But
more
I'm not
faith in
gonna
the
give
I don't need
Patriots?
to. I just got to make sure. I got to remind the people that I doubled down on what I say. I said 2 weeks ago the Saints won't make the playoffs, so I got to double down every week and make sure
Would
we
you
all
like to
know
make?
that.
Would you like to make a wager?
I don't gamble, sir. It's against the Lord.
Liar.
The group chat will say otherwise.
That's right. You feel me? But anyway, going from there, Neil just mentioned the playoffs. There was just a little rumor that the NFL is thinking about expanding the playoffs to 16
8
teams.
18
apiece.
teams.
So that would be a bad bet for you.
If it happens, the Falcons are getting in.
The only reason why they have to do that, the reason they have to do that, it's called the
It's
NFC
COVID.
East effect. That's what that is.
Mhm.
They cannot continuously let these fucking dog ass trash teams in the playoffs, and let the teams like, for example, somebody in the NFC West is not making the playoffs, and they deserve to be there over somebody.
Do
in the
y'all
NFC
think?
East.
Do you think the structure of it should always stay as the top person in the division, or do you think it should be the top 8 teams?
I still think there should still be something said for you winning your division. I mean, does it suck that we're gonna get a team like that in?
Right.
Yes, but I think once you get in, that's when you should reseed them at that point. I don't think just because you won your division, you should get a home game. Because I don't think that if the Eagles finish 6-9-1, they deserve to be a home team.
Right.
But they won their division.
You got Philly. We won the division we had.
Yeah.
Philly.
Which Philly,
yeah, okay,
Philly might not even win the division, to be honest
right.
with you. Washington
Exactly.
is
The football
Washington's
team,
right there.
good defense.
The football team is right there.
And honestly, the Giants have been hanging. Like the Giants are losing games, but they're hanging around with teams.
Yeah. I mean,
and let the Cowboys mess around and get that QB situation right. They're trying another quarterback this week. I mean, that division is so bad. You can make an argument for any of them.
they can win games with Andy Dalton if he comes back.
Yeah.
Yo, what is up with these teams? Like, I think everybody needs to have like a secure backup quarterback because, like, it's just you just see it over and over and over again that you're going to need one, and these teams
problem
not learn the lesson.
There's not enough of them though. Like you guys got Jameis and you had Teddy, but there aren't guys like that just sitting there waiting.
Colin Kaepernick is
Yes,
out
Colin
of the
Kaepernick,
league, just so
yes.
everybody knows.
Oh,
No,
I'm not.
100%.
I've never been.
Yes,
I've never been the one
obviously-
to screaming his name to come back.
No, but Cap. I mean, if you need a backup, that's a guy who should have a job. But other than him, it's not like there's guys just sitting there that you can pick up that you can plug into your offense and play quarterback.
Right. A backup quarterback position, like what you got, Blake Bortles, obviously is a prime backup probably right now. I don't even know from there. Dobbs, Pittsburgh's backup, he seems to be able to come in.
Well,
he knows the offense well.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not who the Colts still have. What's his name from the
Brissett.
Patriots, right?
Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. He could be a starter in the league.
he should be the starter of the Colts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought
Phillip Rivers sucks.
He's been playing pretty well lately.
Yeah, I would say I can't say he sucks this year. I mean, we're basing it off of what he did last year in LA if we're saying he sucks.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just.
I mean,
I just don't like him in general.
You talk about the richness of a backup. Think about the Patriots. How many they had 3 starting quarterbacks on their team at one point.
Yeah.
And how's that working out for Jimmy G now? He's about to lose his job.
Not only is Jimmy G about to lose his job, but Jimmy G is bad. He is not a good football quarterback.
Dirt.
Yo, it makes you wonder. Like everyone said, like Belichick was this guru, this genius, like with the quarterback situation, blah blah blah. Maybe it really was Tom Brady. Like maybe we need to start giving Tom Brady his flowers. Like you could have done it without Bill.
I don't know.
I always give, like, especially the way he talked, like they talked about how he takes care of his body and everything, the training. I love giving players their credit when they're putting the work in. Like, you can't take nothing away from players like AB and Tom Brady. Like,
and it's like, obviously people always say how great Brady is, but you always heard system quarterback, and that's Belichick's system, blah 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 blah.
Well, Phil, what do you think? I mean, you're a fan of the team. Was it Brady or was it Belichick or was it both?
Well, I used to think it was both, but now seeing us without Brady, because he's been making with actual weapons on the team. Because last year we didn't have. We started with Edelman, AB, and who's the other one?
Josh Gordon.
But then we ended with Harry Edelman and no names like Myers.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers.
If Brady has weapons around him, he can be that great player. So after sitting like right now throughout the entire season, Brady's more valuable than Belichick at the moment, because what he's doing in Tampa Bay, he's a game manager still, but he can go off for like 300, 400 yards.
Yep.
While Belichick's here struggling with Cam. So
the other question is too, is this all part of Belichick's master plan? Because they had so many players opt out. Right. Like, is this Belichick's way of like, let's fall into the top 5, so I'm going to end up getting Trevor Lawrence, Josh Fields, or Trey Lance anyways?
I don't know. I don't think,
like, he plays chess while we're playing checkers.
Yeah, he's definitely thinking ahead for sure. I don't think they're going to fall that much for that good of a quarterback, but I don't know. I mean,
Belichick said in an interview, I think it was like a week ago or maybe a couple days ago, he said, yeah, we basically sold out for like Super Bowls. We like threw everything to now instead of preparing for the future. So he might have a game plan, but as of right now, they're like going to be the lower teams in the AFC, just seeing where they fall in the draft.
Well, that's a dynasty. That's what it is.
I think that comment though is a sneaky shot at Robert Kraft though, because Belichick also used to try to prepare for the future. Like, that's why he drafted Jimmy G. And he wanted to trade Tom, but Robert Kraft was like, nah, we're gonna roll with the 40-year-old. So I think that was like a sneaky shot at Robert Kraft.
Yep.
And it goes to show you, like, this whole, like, when it goes as far as Brady against Belichick or whatever it is, he's a great coach. There's no
question.
There's no
question about it.
But at the same time, Brady was like, you guys aren't getting me no help. I'm getting older. I need people to essentially, bailout is a bad word, but to help me. Because if he stays with the Patriots may not be that much better than what they are right now anyway, because he has nobody to help him. So I don't know.
It was a breakup. It was what it was, to be honest with you. You could see it. You could see the cracks starting to form throughout, past couple of years with the Jimmy G trade, the Jacoby Brissett incidents, and then it was kind of just like, even in the media, like if you watch the Herd with Colin Cowherd, he said he had insiders saying Belichick and Kraft and Brady, they don't get along anymore. After the Super Bowl, he said he was out and then he stayed. Gronk left. It was just kind of like, what's going on here? And then he was just time to go. Plus, who wants to live in New England that long? He's in Florida, baby. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole 20-something-year dynasty, and then all good things have to come to an end.
Everything has to come to an end, exactly.
They're basically fighting on each other on how we can move on. So basically, everyone had different ideas. Some people wanted to try to extend it even more. Some others had the ideas of moving on. At the end of the day, it was a huge-ass mess where Brady has the last laugh as of right now, because he's playing lights out with the Bucs right now, which they're like like something close to that.
But I mean, that AFC division is anybody's game right now, really. I mean, besides the Steelers who are pulling away, but I mean, you could really see. I mean, the AFC South, you could really see anybody coming up from there.
Yeah,
to take that. I mean, the AFC. I feel like is always like that. You know what I mean? Anybody besides when the Patriots were in it, anybody could come up and play the Patriots. The Chiefs, obviously, now of late. Pittsburgh's starting to come on now. I'm not a believer in the Titans, to be honest with you.
Nope, haven't been either.
I mean, it's Ryan Tannehill still. It's Ryan Tannehill, and it's Derrick Henry.
I saw something crazy the other day. It was a blind resume, and it put the last 17 games of Ryan Tannehill's career versus Aaron Rodgers' MVP season, and I swear to you, the numbers were identical.
Wow.
I said, I mean, I'm not buying into it, but it's just crazy that Ryan Tannehill has been sneaky good, and just because he's Ryan Tannehill, we're just like, oh, it's Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill reminds me a lot of Kirk Cousins. Those two, They kind of give me the same kind of vibe. Really good for a couple seasons, and then it's kind of like stack the box, make them pass the ball, and it's like, hold on, what's going on here?
Lawrence, you would want to build your franchise around Ryan Tannehill or Kirk Cousins?
No, I the comparison.
Well, that's how I'm looking. I want to.
Kirk Cousins
Like,
is
if I had the
dirt.
choice, I'm not trying to start my. I'm taking Tannehill
Kirk
over
Cousins
Cousins.
wasn't dirt in Washington though. There's a reason why he got paid. Kirk Cousins was good in Washington. He was good.
You like that?
Yeah, you like that. Exactly.
You like
I mean,
that?
he was good, but it just happens, man. We don't understand why the digression of
But
players
also,
happens
too,
the way it does.
Minnesota is not helping Kirk Cousins. He's had games where he's thrown the ball less than 10 times.
Right.
Like, how could I show you I'm good when I don't throw the ball?
Where'd Stephon Diggs go?
Play action God. Play action
Right,
God.
right.
That's what
And
Kirk Cousins
you
is.
got rid of Stephon Diggs on me. Like,
Imagine that three squad they would have had this year: Thielen, Diggs, and the rookie that
Justin
Justin
But
Jefferson.
listen,
But he didn't want to be there because Thielen
and kept Diggs. Even you trade Thielen and keep Diggs and Jefferson. I mean, nothing against Thielen, but I would have kept Diggs.
I feel like that's why he wanted to leave, because that's all he was throwing to.
Yeah.
Every second he would just look for a Thielen. He's like, fuck this. I'm faster than this guy. Like, I'm just as open. Like, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
And whatever happened to that defense over there? That defense was crazy. Crazy trading. Everson Griffin. I mean, everybody. They started trading players. They started getting hurt.
Rhodes fell off.
Big time. Huge.
Yeah, but he's having a revival over there in Indy.
That boy Slant Boy was bodying him in the playoffs. It never was the same.
But they lost that game to Case Keenum, right?
Ooh.
I wasn't talking about the game, but he just brought up Xavier Rhodes, and I.
No, right. But you said in the playoff game he was bodying. So I was just asking what happened at the end of the game.
Stephon Diggs is what happened at the end of that game.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, Neil. Thank you.
Right.
Williams is what happened at the end of the game.
Make a tackle. If you just make the tackle.
Listen. If your team doesn't have over 4 wins, stop talking. Okay. All right. Anyway.
If your quarterback can't throw the ball past 5 yards, stop talking.
He can throw that far. Stop playing with my boy. He can throw like 7.5. That's all we need. That's close. Then you hand it off to AK Murray. We good. But going from there, man, we're gonna close it out on this. It's mid-season right now. A lot of teams are scrambling. A lot of fans have hope that their teams that are playing horrific right now are going to make the playoffs. One is actually on this call. He has a background going on right now. He's praying that the Falcons somehow get in the playoffs.
We ain't making the playoffs.
With the eight, you never know. Last time we were on here, you said they're going to go on a run. We were reading the schedule.
At 11-5.
Beat everybody, but like they might do it. They might do it. Yo, Kenny, I want to know. I want to ask you something too before we do this. I love it, but that boy Julio finally spoke up. It said, "I'm the best." How you feel about that?
I mean, I like you said, I love it because he keeps his mouth shut all the time, and he has to hear the nonsense of. I mean, before people used to say it was AB, it's like okay, that's cool, but I think they're 1A and 1B.
He's always been up there.
No, right? No, I'm saying, but that's the thing. Whenever you have the conversation, Julio's name has always been there. Like these other guys have come and gone. Like it's maybe it's AB. Or Julio. Oh, maybe it's OBJ or Julio. Oh, maybe it's Michael Thomas or Julio. Well, the one name that keeps staying the same is Julio. Why the hell are we not just saying that Julio's the best?
He's been the best in my eyes.
I listen. I respect it.
He does everything that he can do. What Antonio Brown does. He can do what Michael Thomas does. He can do what D Hop does. Like those other guys.
He could do more than all of them.
That's what I'm saying. He can do each piece of their game though. Like Michael Thomas can't do what AB can do, and AB can't do what Michael Thomas can do. But Julio can do what both of them can do.
Yep, I agree. Julio Jones, best wide receiver in the league. I mean, but it just sucks for Julio because his whole time in the league, he's had that 1B in the conversation with him. Like right now, I mean, you can even say Devontae Adams. You know what I mean? That he's right up there with them too. DeAndre Hopkins, same thing. But Julio has always been right there, and he's always going to be right there. And it helps that he has Matt Ryan too, one of the most accurate passers in the NFL history.
To be honest, I don't think anybody really near him because when you break it down, like Kenny said, he could do everything everybody can do.
Everything.
When you match him and Devontae Adams, he's not running away from Adams is not running away from people like Julio is. So, boom, conversation over.
Let's take into consideration Julio has maybe been healthy 1 year his whole career. The boy is always playing on some sort of injury, and you'd never know.
Right.
Like
That's very
he
true.
plays out there with like messed up ankles and feet and puts up 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's like, oh, that was an average Julio game. He could have done better.
Yeah, and pretty much just showing like the background of Kenny's pick. One of a kind, freakish athleticism. Just
Freak. He's a
really great.
freak.
Like last Thursday, he put up what it was like. I think it was 120 something, and like I'm like, and I wasn't even like
I was in-
phased.
It
I was
wasn't
in
easy. It was
I was in
easy.
Carolina.
You know, like-
Listen, I was in Carolina and I was next to the stadium, and like I'm watching the game. There's Atlanta fans out there, Carolina fans, and he's opens the game, catch.
Catch. Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, he's not playing around tonight. Like the stadium's going
just
nuts. Like
and
He's
it's-
unguardable. That's
Yeah.
Nobody can guard him. There
Yeah,
isn't.
and it's just he does it and it doesn't phase you. Like if another receiver does it, it's like, damn, he's having a big game. But Julio, you look up, he's got over 100, and you're like, okay,
Okay,
Julio.
that's normal. I expect him to get 100 every game.
Right.
It's like
Right.
when you're playing against him in fantasy, you're expecting 20, a 20 clip every time because you get PPR,
Kenny,
you get 10 and then 10.
His
It's-
boy- his
I think
boys-
Julio-
his boys is my secret weapon in the one league. Got Kelvin and Julio. They will not leave.
Yep.
They're not never getting benched unless they break their legs.
Yep.
All right, but going from there, man, it's mid-season here. I want to see what you guys thought about the mid-season picks for awards at the end of the season. We're gonna start with rookie of the year. Kenny, what you think? Who you think is your rookie of the year right now at this point?
I like Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I mean, I think the sexy pick is Joe Burrow because he went number 1 overall and he's having a good year. But I like Justin Herbert. I think
Get the
he's
gap.
having a.
Get the gap.
I think Herbert's having. I think he's having a good year. I think Herbert ends up being the better quarterback. And I like everything about him, and I think that his team's going to have more wins than Burrow by the end of the season.
I would have to go with Burrow. I think it's going to come down to which team between the Chargers and the Bengals finish better to get whoever gets that MVP. I mean, I know people say it's not a team vote or anything like that, but you always base it off the team finish always.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals have an easier road to it being Burrow. I think Burrow's a little bit more of an accurate quarterback. They're both freak athletes, both of them. Burrow can run around for days in the backfield and not get touched. I think Herbert's arm is crazy though. That man can throw a fastball like nobody else. I think Burrow's got better weapons. Keenan Allen's really good, but Burrow's got some really good weapons over there in Cleveland. For the Bengals. But I think it's going to go Burrow for rookie of the year. And plus, he's the number 1 pick, so it's really going to be people want him to be rookie of the year. It's a little skewed that way.
I'm gonna have to go with Herbert from LA, just because I mean you guys covered most of the points, but if you look at stat wise, the only stat that Burrow is beating Herbert in, I think it's yards. Everything else, completion percentage, touchdowns.
Touchdowns and picks.
Yep.
And remember, Burrow played more games than Herbert too.
Yep. Also.
Oh, that's right. Tyrod started the season for them.
Mhm.
Yep.
So his doctor fucked him up.
It may go to Burrow just because all the bias of the number 1 pick and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But stat wise, if you look at it, I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert because he just beats him in more categories.
What's the QBR between them?
Higher.
Burrow's got 59.9. He's 23rd in the league at this point. And then Herbert he's at 76.4, 9th in the league.
Ooh.
15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Ooh.
And Joe Burrow's 11. He's got 11-5.
Ooh.
And Herbert is not that far behind him in yards. He is actually, let's see, he's 400 yards behind him.
Well, who did he tear? He tore somebody up. Who was it?
Who?
Herbert.
Yeah.
Herbert Saints. He tore the Saints up.
Oh, that's
He
right.
tore up
the
the
Saints
Bucks too.
The Bucks too.
Yeah, he
he threw
carved
for
up the
4
Bucks.
touchdowns against the Bucks.
And the Saints too.
8 touchdowns, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good, man.
Going back
The
to back.
league is definitely going places with the quarterback situation, man. We got some young guns coming in the league
And we
Young
got
guns in
some
the
young
league.
guns
Finally-
coming in next year.
next year
They're
too.
finally picking the quarterbacks that need to get picked.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yep.
I can't
Burrow,
wait to see Justin Fields.
I love it. I love when people eat their words when it comes to Burrow because they said Burrow has small hands. He's an accurate NCAA passer, but how's he going to be in NFL? Look at him now.
I like Burrow. Like I like Burrow for rookie of the year. LSU, he's making something out of nothing right now. He's running for his life every single snap, and he's somehow coming out of the games not on a cart. So I take that as I tip my hat off to him. So I think he's
one close call. He had one close call where we almost lost him, but he came back in. He got his head pounded in the ground or torn like literally sideways. His neck was crazy that hit, but he made it out.
Then going from there, defensive player of the year. I don't think there's been a lot of dominant performances, but there is two guys that are just what?
Dominant performances? There's only one name. There's only one.
No, it's not.
For defensive player there, you said?
Only one.
He said, can you let me finish?
Go ahead.
Like I feel like there hasn't been a lot of like defensive forces that are standing out. I feel like there's two people that are being really consistent. But I don't know how you guys feel about it. Who you guys think is your defensive player of the year this year?
Let Neil go first.
Neil, you go first.
We all know what Neil's gonna say, so let him go.
It's not even close.
It's not close?
It's not close.
It's not
and
close?
It's not only is it not close, but Aaron Donald should be the defensive player of the year every single year. He is doing stuff that we just don't see. He's doing it from the nose tackle position. The guy is insane, man. He does things that you literally cannot even fathom that you're watching be done on a football field. He moves men like 450-pound men like they're just paperweights. He just tosses them around. That Dallas Cowboys game where he threw those linemen into each other and he beat up everybody that game. He is an absolute monster. An absolute monster. Everybody was saying Myles Garrett.
I was gonna say Myles Garrett because you're gonna say Aaron Donald.
Right. I get that. I get that. But the stuff that Aaron Donald does is just absolutely insane. He's first in pressure rates from the nose tackle position. Number one. And Myles Garrett is close, but Aaron Donald's 12.7%. Myles Garrett is 11%. That is a big number jump for a nose tackle to a defensive end. It is Aaron Donald. It has to be. He is the defensive player of the year, and he should be it every year. I'm sorry. He just should be.
It's the LeBron James effect with Aaron Donald.
And that's what it is.
It's that he's so good. Yeah. It's like, we just take – it's like the Julio thing. You just take it for granted. It's like, Aaron Donald's in the backfield in half a second. Oh, okay. Like
I watch him, bro. And I'm just like, yo, I do not want to see them in the playoffs. This guy really be pinball. He pinballs through everybody.
Insane.
Like,
didn't this man practice with knives?
Nah, they're not actual knives, but the concept of the workout is to like dodge them.
Yeah. And just remember, Aaron Donald is doing this. Their defense, they signed A'Shawn Robinson for a reason this year to move Aaron Donald away from the nose tackle position and try to move him around. So he's been doing all this while A'Shawn Robinson's been out. He just came back off the injured list. We'll have him back after the bye. And Aaron Donald is he's gonna continue to wreck the league. I mean, I know he does it like nobody else, but I just agree. I just think he's the only option, to be honest with you.
Are we unanimous? Are we unanimous on that?
No.
Who do you say?
Neil, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I think you're 100%. I think Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the league.
Right.
But I'm giving the award to TJ Watt this year just because he plays on what's probably the best defense and he's their best player. Yeah. And he makes things happen too.
Right.
I mean, obviously not at the same rate, but I think he's going to get some love with the defensive player of the year.
And it's kind of like what we said with the LeBron James effect. Like Aaron Donald has to really, really outdo himself to get that defensive player of the year. And obviously
he's already outdoing everybody else.
He's already exactly, but he has to outdo himself. So those 2 years ago where he almost set the sack record, he has to try to do that again. So it's just going to be tough.
He's got 9 already.
He not only is Aaron Donald defensive player of the year conversation, but he's also in the MVP conversation as well. But I mean, they lost the Dolphins, so it kind of had to take a hit a little bit, but he still is up in there. I would say probably top 5 MVP conversation as well.
All right, Phil, who do you got for defensive player of the year?
Well, he did mention sacks and stuff, so I'm going to mention the guy who's tied with him or close to him with most sacks, Myles Garrett. He is I think he's tied for first or second with most sacks, about around 9, and then forced fumbles with 4 or 5 maybe. So you're looking at stat wise, Myles Garrett is one of those guys, and the Browns has been
game changer.
Yeah, he is.
One of
for
the main
sure.
reasons he's probably the main reason the Browns are 5-2, because without that defense, who knows what the Browns would probably have how many wins? Maybe 1 or 2 tops. So
Maybe looking like us, Phil.
Them pass rushers, man. You pay them pass rushers.
Right.
You pay the pass rushers.
So yeah, I'm going with
Pay the pass rushers. Look at the Raiders. Raiders will be so much better if they had somebody to get the quarterback.
Where's Khalil Mack? What's going on?
I don't know. He's
Witness
not,
protection program.
Where
he didn't play that great against the Saints either.
No, he hasn't played
All
great.
I'm saying is he's making John Gruden look like a genius. Because now you look at that trade in a vacuum. Now, like you got Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby out of that. Like, and you got it worked.
Yeah. And Max Crosby isn't a slouch either.
That's what I'm saying.
I would take some Max Crosby over on the Rams real quick.
Man,
I'd take some Max Crosby in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Going from there, man. Offensive player of the year. I think there's been a lot of people that are playing at a high level, obviously from the quarterback position, receiver position, and running backs. So Kenny, who do you think is offensive player of the year right now?
Close second. I just want to make sure I put his name out there as Aaron Jones, but I would give offensive player of the year to Alvin Kamara. As much as I despise the Saints, I'm not going to sit here and act like the man is not putting the whole entire city of New Orleans on his back every week.
Hop in.
Yep. Pops that nose ring in and puts the city on his back
Said,
every Sunday.
5-2, baby.
Literally.
Yeah, like it's like right now with Michael Thomas out, it's like the team knows, everyone knows. Okay, Alvin Kamara is the only thing they have in this offense, and Alvin Kamara continues to just gash defenses. So he has to be an MVP conversation too.
To be honest,
100%.
I think he had the best player of the year so far on offense. Packers. That 52
tore him up.
Oh my God!
They couldn't tackle him. They couldn't touch him.
Oh my goodness!
We're all in agreement with that one.
Boy.
Everyone's saying Kamara.
I'm saying AK.
I like Alvin Kamara number 1, and I really would like Julio up there too if he didn't miss games.
Yeah,
that dude is a problem. He's 100. Like I said, he's 100 clip every game he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish he didn't miss games, but you can't take away from Alvin Kamara. He is 5-2, like he is. So I go Kamara as well.
I'm agree with Kamara as well because basically without him, that's Saints. Who knows? The Saints will probably.
Oh yeah, it'd be real dark. 100%. I'm not gonna lie to y'all on that one because I'd be sitting there watching the games like, yo, if he didn't show up, man. If he didn't show up,
and everyone knows the game. You stop Kamara and you most likely win, but they've been doing that, and he's still going off.
You can't stop Kamara. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The one game I seen Kamara get stopped was against the Cowboys when they put Jordan Lewis on him, putting like a safety corner hybrid on him, and just follow him the whole game. But I don't know what the like defensive coordinators think. They just like, all right, whatever. Like, all right, swing pass.
Yeah, and it's too bad. It's too bad Dak broke his ankle because that man was tearing it up.
Oh,
he would have been my pick.
He would have been my pick for probably.
Yeah, I wanted to see him. I wanted to see him win though behind those things because he was in a lot of those games. He was behind.
Yep,
still impressive, but like.
But that's why I would give you Offensive Player of the Year, not MVP, because I think Offensive Player of the Year is just numbers.
Right.
MVP, you got to be able to put wins together with it.
Definitely.
Right. And he's still in the NFC East too. That's the thing. He plays against each of those teams twice.
Who knows for how long? He might be gone from after the season.
Jerry Jones cannot let him go.
Here's the thing.
They're going to hold him hostage.
But here's the thing that's sneaky now. Let's say that the Cowboys end up with the top picker early where you can get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. If you're Jerry Jones, do you say, I'm not going to pay a quarterback now? I'm going to take one of these young guys and have a rookie deal again?
You're crazy.
No way.
I'm not saying I will, but I'm saying we all know Jerry Jones. We all know he's crazy. We all know he don't want to pay Dak.
That's a good point. It's a good point because they fought about the contract over in the offseason. He didn't get paid.
That's what I'm saying because you'll have a rookie deal now for 5 years.
And maybe he'll say he's somebody else's problem now. Let him walk.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying don't put it past Jerry to think about
I'll tell you, Dak Prescott would get scooped up in a heartbeat.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Oh yeah,
Sweepstakes. He's gonna be hitting somebody over the head. Easily.
You know who
Chicago, Jacksonville.
It might be your
New,
team.
New England.
New England.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll say New England.
New England would scoop him up in a second. He would run. What? Cam's only on a 1 year deal, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it would be better.
San Francisco. Drew
yeah.
Brees is going to be leaving.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of places he could go. If he hits the market,
That's what I'm saying. If he hits the market, Big Ben might not be there anymore. I mean, if
Yeah.
Dak hits the market, it's going to be a payday.
it's gonna be a big payday.
Hey,
so
Dak-
he's probably
Dak
hoping
used to the
that
South.
he's probably hoping that they draft for a quarterback. But the Jets aren't stupid either. The Jets know what they're in for. They're not trying to win any games anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a race to the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be. They're going to
Bro,
try
that
to
shit
use
should be
draft stock for him. It's going to be like they're going to hold to try to lowball Dak. They're going to try to use where they're at in the draft and the injury to try to lowball him on the contract. So best case scenario for Dak is just to leave, see what we can get anywhere else. Because
I agree.
I wouldn't want Dak.
Kenny, that's a good point you brought up too, because
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that because there's so many good quarterbacks coming in this year too. You know, Trevor Lawrence is just one of them, but
What are they? 2-6?
Yeah, you have two wins.
the whole NFC East has two wins. I think.
Jesus. Oh my goodness. They're all gonna be pick 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to say that Kamara's on pace for 1,300 yards receiving as a running back too.
How many touches?
Insane. I don't know.
500 touches.
He's going to be the NFL's leading receiver.
He's insane.
85 out of 90 touches.
Insane.
That is just ridiculous, bro. And if his body survives through the 16,
could you imagine if Alvin Kamara was on a team that had an offensive line like a legit like a DeMarco Murray offensive line back when the Cowboys had that problem offensive line?
Are you saying what? Their offensive line was like monstrous, of course.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine if he had a Dallas Cowboys offensive line? Not obviously now because the offensive line is decimated. But
Andrews Pete he kicks the Saints out of the top 5 O line every single week, bro. I watched him trip Armstead. And then Drew Brees get sacked. I'm like, bro, like you killing me. Like he brings the line down so bad, man. Like, oh my goodness. But going from there,
I'll do some
big
MVP.
race. Yeah, the big race, man. The big race. We'll do top 3 for this one.
3?
Yeah, we'll do 3 for this one instead of 1.
What about 5? I'll give you my top 5.
No, we're doing 3. 5 too many.
I'll give you
those
my top
4 and 5 is hopefuls. And they probably on your team. So we're not gonna do that.
Donald.
Yeah, go. He gonna be like McVay. But man, MVP, man. It's a lot of people balling right now, playing out of their minds. Phil, we're gonna start with you, man. Who's your top 3 for MVP race right now? It doesn't matter the order.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go 1 to 3. The obvious 2 is probably gonna be Russ and Mahomes, since they're putting up monster numbers. And with the usage of the Saints, if they continue to win, I'm gonna have to go Alvin Kamara, number 3 for MVP, because just the usage there is just crazy. If they can make the playoffs, a good record, that you're gonna have to force him to get into the conversation because he's
whispers.
Right.
Of
So
course.
it's gonna be Russ, because he's playing like crazy. Mahomes is putting up almost as good numbers as him, and then Kamara. So,
boy, Mahomes has 21 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Mahomes, though, it's the LeBron James thing. Like, do we really think Mahomes? I mean, again, it's phenomenal, but Mahomes has to put up 100 touchdowns and no interceptions to impress people at this point.
Did you see the ESPN tweet this past weekend against the Jets? Mahomes had a pass to Tyreek Hill in the end zone, and I'm not kidding you, man. It was just a pass. Like, it was literally just a throw. Like, I've seen the throw made by any quarterback all year, and ESPN lost its mind. Mahomes doing its thing again. I'm like, it's a pass. This is easy. Yeah. Like this, I don't understand. I mean, I understand Mahomes is really, really good. Like, don't get me wrong. He's obviously probably the best quarterback in the league, but I just don't understand the love for everything he does. Like,
right,
why does he suck him so much?
There are some things where it's like, okay, he's already great. We don't need to make an average pass a great thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you wait 5 seconds, I promise he'll do something great.
Yeah, and they did that underhand pass to Kelsey. They blew that up like.
Yeah, wait, I saw that too, and I was very confused. Like, did I just see that? And I was like, an underhand shovel pass?
Yeah, okay. I do
All
that in
right.
Madden all the time.
All right, Kenny, what about you, man?
Number 3, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers because I think he's still playing out of his mind. Number 2, I'm going. Sorry, Russ, but I don't think you're. I'm not giving you MVP again. Number 1, I'm going with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is having a year. Kyler Murray's not. Oh, Phil left the thing. We gotta get Phil back. Kyler Murray's numbers are. He's having a better season to week 8 than Lamar Jackson was having last year. He has more rushing yards, more rushing touchdowns, more passing yards, better passer rating, better completion percentage, and more passing touchdowns. And we were all losing our mind last year when Lamar Jackson was playing football.
Big trust.
Right. So I think that when the second half of the season, when the Cardinals start to catch steam, I think you're going to hear the name more. Kyler Murray for MVP is not going to be as crazy as it sounds right now.
It's a sneaky pick. That's a sleeper pick. I wouldn't go number 1 with him, but I mean, it's a sleeper pick for sure. For sure.
I'm for me personally, right now, I'm gonna say Russ. I'm gonna say Mahomes. I'm gonna say Mahomes right now. I get that they're gonna probably not give it to him, regardless if he has 50 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Right.
But Mahomes is just playing like this out of his mind anyway, week in, week out. I'm gonna say Russ after that, and then I'm gonna have to go with AK right now, the way he's playing. And if he keeps it up, like Phil said, I think he's got a chance. But right now it's a low whisper.
Yeah,
I think they give running backs love, unfortunately, because Gurley should have got it over Brady a couple years ago.
Yeah,
you just took the words out of my mouth. My MVP race, it just has to be quarterbacks because they just don't. I mean, Todd Gurley broke records that year. He broke records, man, and they didn't give him the MVP. He should have got it. Tom Brady didn't even have that good of a year. I mean, he did, but Todd Gurley should have deserved that MVP.
Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you really got to outdo that season, and that was second in MVP voting season to get MVP votes. And I don't think Kamara's there. Todd Gurley had like 12 touchdowns, like 13 touchdowns by the halfway point last year, or something insane, or 2 years ago. My top 3, it's Russell Wilson, number 1 right now, for sure. The man, you guys talk about LeBron James effect with Russell Wilson. This is the Leonardo DiCaprio effect.
Yes, that's perfect.
Leo didn't win an Oscar for all the movies he was ever in, and they finally just gave him one.
He's finally speaking up too,
and he's finally speaking up, and it's kind of like why? How did we let this slip through the cracks for so many years? It's one of the most consistent football players we've ever seen. He brings his teams to playoffs every year. He's really, really, really good. He's got to be number 1 on the MVP for sure.
He's done it with no one around him really.
He doesn't have anybody. I mean, really, he Doug Baldwin, like
right.
He's just getting. He was kind of already doing this. Now it's like, okay, you got
now you
Baby Megatron,
right?
Yeah, you got Baby Megatron, and you got the fucking Tyler Lockett that catches everything.
Besides Marshawn Lynch, I can't name you a Seattle running back that he's had in the past 5 years.
Because they really changed like I changed my underwear.
Exactly. That's why he never has an offensive line, and since Legion of Boom, he hasn't had a defense. And he's doing it, man. He's doing it without any of it. So
the O-line is probably one of the best in the league right now, number wise, they said. So
we'll see what Aaron Donald says about that.
I'm just telling you.
I get it.
And this is the first time though in a while though.
Yeah, because they said once what was it, Dwayne Brown? I think the left tackle. Once he got there, the lines got more. They got like just pretty much better.
Yeah, definitely
tying together and all that other shit. They were doing some biopic on it.
I mean, I hate MVP races because they always come down to quarterbacks. It's really only 3 right now in my mind. I mean, a couple weeks ago, there was a big jumble at the top for this. I mean, Josh Allen was in the conversation as well, but right now it's Russell 1, 2. I got to give it to Pat Mahomes because, like you said, he's just Pat Mahomes, and 3, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is doing stuff too. Besides that Tampa Bay game, Aaron Rodgers was doing things, and he didn't have Devontae Adams for 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to be in the conversation as well. And anything can change with the MVP race. 1 or 2 games, it's like the Heisman race. 1 or 2 games and you don't go off, you're not getting MVP. So there's a lot of games left to play and a lot of tough games left to play, and any of these quarterbacks can get hurt.
Right, like as crazy as it is, like we're all in agreement that really should be Russell. Like, yeah, I said Kyler Murray, but you know, I'm just throwing out the name. Like, it should be Russell Wilson. But like, let's say Russell Wilson loses that division by 1 game, and Pat Mahomes, like they're gonna, like you said, because it ultimately comes down to that. Like Russell Wilson could have a career year and have a record-breaking season. They're gonna say, well,
what did he do?
You know, exactly, because that's what happens with Russell Wilson. It's like it's just
he didn't bring
they find excuses to not give it to him. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Which is too bad because he should have one. He should have one for sure. There's no.
I mean, really, to not even have an MVP vote is crazy. Like that's what's wild to me. I saw someone say something like, "Well, how is that really disrespectful? How is it disrespectful? Because you didn't even think he was capable of being in 3rd place."
In 3rd place.
like,
insane.
Right, man. Oh man, what a great episode, man! I definitely enjoyed having you on here. Now we gotta get you on here again.
I'm down whenever.
We're definitely gonna get you on when the Rams lose again. That's when we'll get you on here.
We'll
next.
see him
I'll
2 weeks because they play.
I'll see you 2 weeks from now.
But yeah, definitely appreciate you for jumping on here with us. Great content again. And like I said, everybody that tunes in, we really appreciate y'all.